Welcome back, everyone. Please like, share, and subscribe. This video is about me providing service to my customers. So when they come in for service, regardless if it's for a tire plug or anything, I check the engine oil sticker, regardless of what the sticker says and the mileage says. If there's any conflict or if it's within the specified range, I still want to pull the stick and get a gauge on the health of the engine, especially if I change the oil and this car burns 4 quarts of oil in 3,000 miles. And I'm going to have a problem if the customer doesn't know about it. Oil consumption can happen and come on at any time. All of a sudden, you don't have any oil consumption. Oh, look at this nice little kitty. Oh, Mr. Kitty. He's nice. He's a good-looking kitty. At that. Anyway, I want to get an idea of what's going on. So for this particular vehicle, they're here for an oil change. They didn't make any mention of any warning lights on. The blower motor makes noise when you turn it on. Let's see if we can hear it. Alright, so your blower motor shouldn't be noisy. Either the blower motor's bad or there's debris in there. I'm not sure what it is, but further inspection is required. So we'll bring that to their attention. It's not the end of the world, but your blower motor shouldn't be making any noise. And that's noise, not have other people complain about some minor things. That's actually blower noise. So this car has, we're going to call it 128,899, so 129,000 miles. The sticker was written for 126,500 for 3,000 miles. So they're just about 3,000 miles past the oil. So I don't know if they're using synthetic blend or full synthetic. I don't care. Change the oil when I advise it, not 3,000 miles past. So the F-150, I think, is like 2,000 miles past that I checked, which is the turbocharged one. It was actually full, and I said, not sure if that customer tops it, but it's full and it is dirty and it's overdue. This car has maintenance required light on, tire light on, blower noise. Oil is 2,500 to 3,000 miles past due. They also had a complaint, complaint about brakes. I'm almost over this cold. Longest lasting sinus to chest cold ever. So right now, I don't notice any problems with the brakes. There was a little bit of noise in reverse, and then it went away. So let's just finish up my road test. Suspension's quiet, car feels tight. There is a stone chip in the windshield. We do offer that repair service too, but most people come in here, most customers, they're not interested in it. But we do windshield repairs and windshield replacements and glass and things like that. Car feels great. Let's get it up to speed. Put the windows up. Now also, if you're out here, YouTube follower, you had a question about Valvoline Restore and Protect, that you haven't seen any results yet. I would take Valvoline Restore and Protect to 4,000 miles with you constantly monitoring it, and you're looking for the Valvoline Restore and Protect to not be black and sludgy once it's done cleaning. While it's cleaning, of course, but once it's done being black and sludgy or dirty, I can tell you it's pretty much it's either can't clean those deposits or it's already done that. But short distance driving isn't how Valvoline Restore and Protect works. So Valvoline Restore and Protect actually needs to be operating temperatures and driven. If you're a short distance driver, it's not going to work. If you have multiple other issues, you need to correct them. It hasn't had a tune-up and a throttle body, a PCV valve, and a GDI, and all that stuff. You actually have to do quite a bit of maintenance work. You can't rely on Valvoline Restore and Protect to diagnose and repair and figure out what maintenance is due or not due. It's not its job. Also, if your engine is a sludge monster or a pudding monster, you want to take precaution and say, I'm having lifter tick or rod knock, and Valvoline Restore and Protect could definitely influence a blown engine condition. So am I advising a sludge monster to use Valvoline Restore and Protect? No, not unless you're prepared to pull the oil pan down and inspect the screen after you do that. Valvoline Restore and Protect is not going to take stuff that's like rock and stone, super hardened deposits and dissolve them. What it's going to do is loosen those chunkies and flakies, and they're going to get sucked up in the oil sump and the filter, and micro screens in your VVTs are going to get plugged. So there is some caution with this product. You actually have to know what you're doing. Your mechanic and your advisor needs to know. So if you have a put-in monster or a sludge monster, my advice to you is, maybe not necessarily use Valvoline Restore and Protect. And for an example, it would be put 1 quart in with 3 quarts or 4 quarts or 7 quarts or 9 quarts or whatever, and progressively do that. And if your engine's scaled up and dirty inside, Valvoline Restore and Protect is going to do its job. It is going to clean. It's not the product's fault that past and present conditions could cause major catastrophe. It's not the oil's fault. You're buying that product to do a job. So yeah, if you have a put-in monster, sludge monster, and you're going to say, hey, and how do I know? Remove your oil cap, stick your finger inside there, get a borescope. They're fairly cheap. Drain your oil, pull the valve cover, pull the oil pan, and you really want to get a look at it. Sometimes your doctors have to get inside you and look with cameras and perform surgery, and sometimes if it's worth it to you to try and see what that health condition of that engine is. And I'm going to tell you, the health condition's already in a poor state already if you're burning oil. Low tension piston rings, it's race car stuff. Most race cars get their oil changed basically every race, right? It's not 6, 10, 20,000 miles or never. And the low tension springs, it seems to me that they are an ideal spot for sludge deposits, debris, all that stuff to collect and stick. Now, in traditional rings, they're usually a lot thicker, and they drag on the cylinder walls more. Therefore, they're moving more material. We're going to say oil, but it's more resistance on the engine where it's not producing the power and economy. And there's a lot to do with resistance in an engine. So, but this is what we have for here. And I hear Europe oil is different and their gasoline's different, and a lot of those places don't have the issues we have. So something besides the engines and the gasoline and the oil products, there's something else going on. But these are detuned race engines today. 300 horsepower 4 cylinders, 400 horsepower 4 cylinders, 6 cylinders, 700 horsepower V8s. With emissions controls. When hot rodders, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, wanted to hop up their car, the first thing to go is all the emissions controls. EGR, delete, PCV systems, choke plates, air horns milled, on and on and on. All the emissions components are gone. Even the catalytic converter is gone. Now you have race engines detuned in your everyday driver, but what no one's teaching you, oh, there's the noise. See that? It sounds like the back brakes are making a little noise. That doesn't mean it needs anything. Let alone can the consumer maintenance a car from 1970, 80, and 90s or 2000s nor can they maintenance a turbocharged or supercharged low tension GDI engine without the right education. And that's the problem. The consumers aren't educated. The consumers don't have the budget. There's that squeak. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong. You know, but once you're a hot rodder, and I would say this, anybody who has a race car or a jet ski or a boat or anything that's performance or race, I would bet you that majority of those consumers and customers, because their mindset and they've been trained, is that they maintenance their vehicles as well as they maintenance their personal watercraft, their boats, their airplanes, and on and on and on. It's everyone else who falls into the dealership lying to them and their service providers not educating the consumer, and that's kind of some of the different stuff that we do here. So what I'm waiting for is to get into this teeny tiny shop at Meineke St. Vincent, that when the doors are closed, the backs of the vehicles are at the doors and there's little room in the front. So Caleb he's finishing up 2 oil changes. He's going to back them out. I'm going to get 1 bay. We have approval on the F-150 for some heavy work. Onto that F-150. This F-150 for brake warning light intermittent and oil change and tire rotation. And then that Chevy needs to come in for recon work for sale. Need to figure out why to check engine lights on, what hub bearing's bad, battery's weak, and then we'll sell that car. We'll sell that car. Come on, Caleb. 4-cylinder oil change. Let's go, dude. All right, thanks for watching.